Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Future Friday, we're gonna talk about dumb AI paradox. So let's dive deep into it. How the heck AI can be dumb? So AI is here. Let's be clear about it. It's here. If somebody is like AI is just a myth, no, it's here. It's real. Now AI is an umbrella term. Unfortunately, I have to keep saying that simply because of the marketing team. I hate marketing teams, but that's what it is. Now you have to understand it. AI can be classified in multiple different ways, but there is a very good way of generalizing it, and that is zones. Meaning, in terms of complexity, in terms of capabilities, we describe a zone basically from the simplest to most advanced, and then we split this zone in three categories. Category number one or zone basically is narrow AI. First one, which you have already used, is in your mobile phone, it's in your cameras, it's everywhere basically, realistically speaking. Now this is something that is designed to do one thing and one thing well. The end. That's all it does. For example, if you are building a self-driving car, how smart this puppy will be. Smart enough that it can drive a car and it can do it hopefully better than human. Can it be done? Absolutely. Put lidars, put some radars, you're good. It's already done. Expensive, but done. So self-driving is like that. It's what we classify as narrow AI. It's designed to do one thing and it can do that thing very well, but you cannot have a conversation with it. Like how you can have a conversation with your Uber driver, you can't have a conversation with your basically self-driving car. And automations, like there are a lot of bots that are used in basically warehouses, Amazon warehouses. Now again, because there are people in that warehouses, the drones cannot just like ram into it so far. So they have an algorithm where it's like and they have detection, they have wisdom and narrow levels of network where they're like, there is a human in my way, I'm gonna go around it, or human is moving, I'm gonna wait here, let human pass, then I'm gonna cross it. So these are what we call one thing doing very well. And this is narrow AI. Everything has narrow AI. Even a plane's autopilot is a rudimentary narrow AI. Rudimentary, basic level, but it's there. And again, you can have very simple to very complex. Even just as a simple thing like how a camera does basically facial recognition, is trying to do facial recognition on me. Not facial as in like face recognition, where it's like, is there a face? Yes, focus on it. To like what you can see in Sony's AI system, where they have a dedicated AI chip. It not only scans basically for face, it scans for the whole body, then creates a skeleton around it, then it can focus reliably. Again, still a narrow AI, far more complex than the basic algorithms in my Canon 800D, but still a narrow AI. It's designed to do one thing very well. That's what we call narrow AI. Then we come to the current hot topic, that is general AI. Now general AI is, it can do few things, meaning let's take an example of ChatGPT. ChatGPT can write some codes for you. Good. It can have a conversation with you. Really good. Conversation as a text conversation. And it can, let's say, write some poems for you. It can write your essays for you. So there are few things that it can do. Now it's reaching a point where a competent teacher can do few things for you. Same way ChatGPT can do. This is what we classify as general AI, meaning it's not only good for one thing, it's also good for a few other things. For example, it's like a AI that can drive your car for you. It can drive a plane for you. And it can also do your taxes. So that's what we classify as general AI. Then we come to the God tier, the movie magic layer, that is super AI. Now super AI is what we classify as God level. Now what does that mean? That simply means it can do it all and better than us. What does that mean? It's not jack of all, it's master of all. Let that be very clear. It's master of all, meaning if you put it on a fighter jet, it's gonna fly that fighter jet better than any Maverick. You're gonna put this on a basically factory, it's gonna make better things than any Elon Musk. You put it in anywhere. So that's the whole point of it. Basically, it's God levels to such an extent where it's beyond human intelligence, basically. Now, where we are at this point in time, basically in year 2023, is that we have progressed from narrow AI and we are reaching general AI. Now, let me be very clear. These things are zones. So they are not absolutely precise. Like if you do this, there is this test, then you have this. No, it's not like that. So right now we are somewhere in between narrow AI and general AI. Can we have a truly general AI at this point in time? In principle, yes. Do we have it? No. Why don't we have it? Simply because we still need a lot of work to do before we have a competent AI. Can ChatGPT do things for you? Absolutely. And you can see that in their growth, like how long it took to basically gain 1 million. Like Netflix took a long time, Facebook took even smaller time, Instagram took even smaller time, and ChatGPT is like bitch place. And again, we are using ChatGPT's algorithms in Bing AI, and apparently Bing is starting to take over Google. Like again, it's a very early start, but start is there, which nobody used to think about Bing. Now they're like, damn. So it's here, it's real. However, what about competency? Like how reliable these things are? Not that reliable. Like I have used ChatGPT for many of the times, not that accurate, not that reliable. I've used Bing, again, same things. I have managed to trick them. Of course, the rate of tricking is much lower. And every few days I try it and it feels like, it's getting bit better. Still long way to go, but I can see it. I can see like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But right now we are not there. That's why I specified we are somewhere in between a narrow AI and general AI. Our AIs are like good at few things, but roughly good at it. Roughly as in like, I can take a look. It's not like, I got this, bro. It's not there yet. So this is the AI part. Then we come to the how the heck we reached here. Well, one thing you have to understand, let this be very clear, because again, most of us humanity learn things from videos and movies, is that AI is not something that somebody goes, like Tony Stark is not going to sit down and say like, cut, 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 and AI, voila. That's not how it works. AIs are always grown, meaning exactly how a farmer does not make food, basically. It does not make crops. He grows it, same way AIs are grown. You do not make AI, you grow them. Let this be very clear. That's why AI takes so much time. And what do we build then? Like what do AI programmer, AI researcher, what the hell they do? They build nodes. Basically think of this way, they are building seeds for it. They are building the ecosystem. They are building the farmland for it. That's what they're doing. And what do we do after we have quote unquote built the nodes, built the structures, built the simulation? We run the simulation. Once we run the simulation, then we reach a point where it's starting to do things, dumb things, stupid things, but it's starting to do things. The moment we reach that, we activate adversarial training, meaning generally there would be another AI that will be going against it, trying to make it stupid. Now the stupid AI will work their ass off to become smart. Smart will work their ass off to make this stupid. So boom, boom will happen and both will become smart. So you need adversarial training network. Now, does this system work? Yes, absolutely. But problem is this could take stupidly weird amount of time, meaning sometimes training for something is like 5 minutes, done, go home. Sometimes it's like 5 years it has been running the simulation and still no result. So we add human element to it, and human feedback turbocharges this process, meaning this process that could have taken years, decades on rough random trials goes from that kind of timeline to like, bro, done, take it and go home. That's how ChatGPT became such a big deal so quickly. Once you add human feedback loop, then what we do, well, improve it for efficiency and tailor it. Once we start to tailoring it, is basically, bro, Microsoft is spending so much money. They want a programmer AI. Let's make you a programmer AI. So it feeds, it's like massages. It's basically how a crop is grown in certain way to maximize certain types of yield. You do not want your stock to be high. You want your corn crop to be high. You will focus on that. Like there are things, there are vectors, quote unquote, that you can massage to get the desired result. So once we have adversarial network, once we have human feedback for efficiency and tailoring, then we do this again and again and rinse and repeat, do it again and again. That's how, like everything that you hear about AI, I can guarantee you there is some research paper about this in 1960s. Like neural network, like it feels so normal now, right? Neural network. Oh, we have neural network in my mobile phone. Here's the deal. That's how old the mathematics is. Back in the day of mechanical computer, people figured this out, mathematically speaking. Then we had analog computer. People tried to make it and succeeded even in some way, somewhat, but not to that extent. Once we have digital computer, the modern computer ecosystem, now we have actual neural network. Watch Star Trek Next Generation. It has a data and basically Android, actor acting as an Android, and that Android, they keep saying, it's like, how the heck you work? It's like, oh, I have very advanced neural network. And I was like, I did not think about this, like how old this TV show is and why the heck it has such a fancy words for it. Oh, they figured out the mathematics long ago. So we do this again and again. And you can even say that we have been doing this for a long time. And bam, once you keep doing this again and again and again, it's like how a farmer keeps planting. Sometimes it gets a yield, sometimes does not get a yield. And we keep doing it again and again. And bam, we reach actual AI. Do we have AI at this point in time? Like actual artificial intelligence? Absolutely, undeniably. Does it have emergent property? Now, emergent property is the quote unquote rough line for life. Like what is the rough line for life in humanity? It's cell. Like you do not go below cell. Like if you want to understand life in biology, you do not go below cell. Why? If you go below cell, basically you go to nucleus, it's not alive. You go to mitochondria, it's not alive. What do people say when they are talking about alive or dead? They are talking about, are cells alive or dead? So that's why. That's the point of emergent. Basically emergent property, 2 + 2 = 22. And yes, that's how emergent properties are. It's so weird, so bizarre. That's why I said, like how you have electron, proton, neutrons. Are they atoms? No. Add all of them, bam, emergent property. Change even one little bit, it changes a different pattern. But remove things, it's no longer atom. It's like plasma. So same point, emergent property. Everything has that. And AI has reached that point where it has emergent property. Every researcher, every programmer, everyone who knows what they are doing, they're like, bro, it has reached emergent property. Now, what is the alive level of this? I would say somewhere above basically algae. It's like, is it alive? Yes. Is it cockroach level? I don't think so. Like cockroach, rat, doggy, that sort of levels are there. So I think we are somewhere below cockroach, but above microbial life. It is alive at this point, let that be very clear, but a microbe layer. Now, how do we train it? Basically, the weather, the environment is the vector for these sort of plants. What is the vector for this AI? How the heck we grow them? We put data set. Now, data set is the teacher here. Same way we have teacher that trains us. It has a rudimentary teacher job, so to say, where you just dump data and it's like, crack this puppy, you crunch this puppy, figure something out of it. And what does it figure out at the other end? It figures out pattern, meaning when you're asking it a question, it does not know what are you asking. It just tries to figure out what is the pattern. And it's like, okay, what could fit in this pattern? Then it looks at its history and figures out the data, then it just yoinks that data. It does not actually understand. Now, many people will say that who understand human body is like human brain. That's how exactly human brain works. That's why I said it already reached this point. It's just running on patterns. And it's very good at mimicking intelligence, meaning even the rudimentary AI of ChatGPT 3 could trick many humans. And I do not mean like dumb humans, I mean like smart humans into like, whoa, that's smart. That's like, they will even forget that they are talking to a chat bot. That's happened. Of course, if I told you, if I like, oh, there's this some trick I'm testing, of course you will notice it. But in real life, we don't have the sort of high alert setting. So many people have been, oh, I'm interacting with the AI. That's the thing. So it does need very powerful, basically hyperclusters. Basically, if you ever wanted to understand where the heck we are doing this growing, we are doing this growing in hypercluster. What are hypercluster? Take server, make it into a daddy. That's hypercluster, big puppies. You want to understand which countries have power? Figure out which countries have hypercluster. That's where the technology is right now. So all the hyperclusters, that's doing the training data. Now, be mindful, this is the growing part. It's like once you need hundreds of acres of land to grow something. Once you have grown it, then you can pack it and sell it to anyone. So that's why even the AIs that are trained here can be packaged and sold into your Exynos chip from Samsung or A1 chip from basically Apple. It can be done. Again, running the product is super easy. Making the product super hard. Growing the product really difficult. And that's why it has took us so long. We needed a hardware that can handle the sort of crunching. We have that now. Then we come to the paradox part of it. Now it works. It's a thing that does work. Flat out, everybody can hear it loud and clear. It's real, no discussion about it. However, we have no clue how the heck we reach there. That's why I specified we grow them. Like there are people who built the YouTube algorithm. Do they know how this works? Hell no. Like ask them flat out the way. And like if you have been on YouTube as long as I have been, like my first video uploaded was 2009. So you must have noticed there was a time where they freaked out. It's like, dude, why the heck leftist who made this platform or running that platform at that point in time, how the heck that channel, the platform itself became a tool where everybody is becoming extremist rightists. Like what the hell happened? It's the algorithm. Now here's the deal, the people who made that algorithm, they tried to tweak it and it still did the same thing. They tried to tweak it. It broke another variable where it's like, dude, I can do what you want, but you're not going to get AdSense anymore. It's like, what the hell? So the people, they are trying it. They're massaging it at the best they can do, but they can't control it. Like they have, for example, Twitter recently uploaded their database, quote unquote, basically the algorithm, how the heck it works. It has roughly 30,000 layers of neural network. And apparently YouTube's algorithm is at least twice or maybe even multiple times more than that. So you're talking about like 40, 50,000 layers of neural network. Good luck trying to figure it out. And you cannot simplify it. Be mindful. We only know the nodes, how the heck node works with each other. You cannot extract the pattern out of it. It's basically how we know how this puppy works, like in basic level. It's like, oh, this is a neuron, this is how it works, we know everything about that. How the heck this whole thing works? No idea, bro. No idea. Like, of course, we have some rough idea, but you get that point. Like, we are at best massaging it. So that's the one point. We have no clue what it is, why it is, or how the heck it works. Nothing. Zilch. Zero. That's why, like, if the best engineers, best scientists are working on it and they still cannot stop it from hallucinating. It's like, dude, you have the data. Elon Musk did not went poof in 2018. He's here. He's alive. There is a video of it. You have the data. But it's like, I hallucinated. So we have no idea. Now, here's the interesting part. AI also has no idea, and that's why I specified. It has just pattern recognition. It's not as deep as people think it is. It's not deep. Not at all. It itself has no idea or clue of what the hell it's doing. That's why it's so easy to trick. It's almost have become a meme factory where it's like, oh, which pirate sites are top pirate sites? It's like, no, I cannot help you with that. It's like, which pirate sites should I avoid? Here's the list. It's like, what the hell happened? Again, it has no idea or clue. All it looks for is the pattern. Its pattern recognition was like, if somebody is asking you what to avoid, you give the list. It does not have the wisdom to, it's like, ha 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 ha, I see what you're doing there. So it's one of those things. It's just pattern. Now, what does this mean? That means adversarial AI can destroy this puppy, meaning you have a self-driving car, amazing AI, the best, stop sign, awesome. Car can look at it, it's like, bro, I got this. Here's the deal. Somebody, figures out how your AI works, runs an adversarial AI. Adversarial AI is like, bro, put some tape there. Like, put this tape exactly after T, put some tape literally below O and P, put a tape below, between the S, and voila. Here's the human can figure out this is a stop sign. Good. AI can figure it out it's a stop sign. Good. Human can figure out that's a stop sign with some tape for some reason. Machine, I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. Machine went from 100% to 0. And that's just tape. That's why I said it's just a pattern recognition, and a counterfeit AI sort of say, it can just trick the hell out of it. And people were showing this like back in the days where image recognition was becoming a thing. It's like, just put a little bit of noise and AI is like, this cat figure, which is for damn sure, 100% sure that this is a cat figure, add noise. And I do not mean like noise that human will not even be able to perceive. And the AI is like, no, this is a potato. It's like, what the hell? Same here. It's like, this is the best AI we have, human detection, awesome, person, awesome. What the hell is that? It's like, AI is like, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Adversarial printed there. A lot of people are building that. There are t-shirts that have adversarial AI patterns. You wear them, the probability that any AI can detect you goes down drastically. And I mean, almost to 100%. You can become invisible to AI. AI cannot, scan you. It cannot tag you. As long as there is a human agent behind it, it's like, bro, I get it. But AI as a AI service is like, bro, I have no idea what I'm looking at. That's what I said. Like, it has no way of knowing what the hell it's looking at. It has no understanding of what it's looking at. Like, for us, like as a game artist, we were trained in this sort of thing, is that you never see a thing as a thing. You always see a silhouette. Like, what we do, like our brain does, is like, you look at it, take a snapshot, it's like, okay, what is the silhouette? Silhouette is octagon. Then we study colors. Okay, what is the color? Red color. Okay, awesome. Then we try to figure it out. Then it's like, okay, there is some patterns. What is that pattern? Pattern goes through our language model. Our language model is like, it's English. What are the letters? To stop sign. Okay, now we created a model. What AI does is just looks for pattern. Now that pattern did not go through the layers. That's why it's super easy to trick. We can never be tricked by like that. It's like, bro, it's just a soft sign with some tape on it. AI is like, I have no idea, man. It's like, person, man, I have no idea, man. That's one of those things. And right now, how we are trying to solve it is basically to build an even greater database. Basically, ChatGPT 3 had text of internet. Now we're like, what if it has all the videos, all of this? Like, we just add more to it. Now, does it make it better? Little bit, absolutely, but it's more of like, making it faster rather than wiser. It still is vulnerable to this sort of thing. Still is like, again, if somebody builds an adversarial AI, yeah, good luck. It's gonna destroy it, annihilate it. So how the heck? Like, the best way to explain it is like, you can ask it to write an app for you, and because of the fact that it can write an app for you, you may think, hey, dude, this is a smart guy. Here's the deal, it has no idea what an app is. It's just running a pattern again. It's like, I get it, you want something. It does not have that human filling in the blanks. Like how we can fill in the blanks and figure it out, like what we are looking at, it does not have that. It's just pattern recognition, flat out. And like, for example, the AI AlphaGo, that literally bitch slapped the best human, which at this point in time, I'm doubting that human, but I will explain why that happened. It's like, everybody was like, Go was beaten, like, human cannot even win in Go anymore. That was a very big deal, like truly a big deal, because that makes chess look like a child's play. But recently, some engineers, some smart people sat down, engineers, students, and professors, and they're like, let's build an adversarial AI for AlphaGo. Now, it created an AI. Now, AI did just figured out how to, crack it basically, and it figured it out. All it had to do is basically create a dumb trick. Now, here's the deal. That's why I said that advanced master that lost, I do not have too much respect for it. But I have seen this sort of pattern that once you become a grandmaster, once you become really, really good, stupid things can still trip you because your brains have been rewired, so to say, and you have so much like pro level information that dumb information can just blind spot you. So they created double sandwich technique, which again, the reason why no human does that is like other opponent will be like, bruh, what the hell you're doing? It's like, that's how stupid it is. But Again, the advanced pattern recognition, it's super advanced. It's like, bro, I got this. It's like running 10,000 grandmaster calculations, and that's why it can beat grandmaster. But a novice who just figured out, dude, all I have to do to trick you is like put a double sandwich. Is like, lol, 15 matches were played, 14 of it this puppy lost. That's how dumb it is. That's why one of those things I have to explain is like, we do not know how AI works. AI also does not know how it works. AI does not know why it can figure out this is a stop sign or why it cannot figure out why it's a stop sign. Like, AI does not know. It's just a pattern recognition. Like, it's like, bro, this is magic, bro. I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. It's like, bro, this is just a pattern. And somebody figured it out. This is the paradox of it. Like, we do not know, nor the AI knows. And everybody is acting like we know. It's like, no, nobody knows. Then we come to the human aspect of it. And this will give you some context, greater context, so to say, is that our intelligence is the result of evolution. Now, at this point in time, many people are like, oh, I don't believe in evolution. It's becoming a bit hard. Why? We do not have time machine to go back in the past and double check everything, because again, we have to go millions of years. So we do not have that. What is the next best thing? Create an algorithm out of it. Run that algorithm in goddamn silicon, and silicon has emergent property now. We literally recreated a life. Now, is it exactly same quality as us? No, hell no. But like, is it like the foundation is there? Absolutely. That's the whole point. Like, and how the heck we are so good? We are so good because we went through real genetic engineering code. Meaning, you go to any AI researchers, it's like, what are you actually doing? It's like how this neural network is. It's like we give him rewards and poof it out of existence if it makes a mistake. That's all there is to it. It's like, okay, how the heck that works? Again, we have a master network. Then we like, if the results that it is giving is good result, we like positive reinforce it. Bad result, we remove it. You're like, wait a minute, that sounds like genetic code. That's exactly what it is. It's what we call genetic algorithm. Natural selection, basically. Now, why the heck we are so advanced is simply because we went through the same line, same pipeline, same algorithm, and we are extracting that algorithm. Nature has the real algorithm. So that itself is good enough. But here's the deal. We went through unbreakable law, meaning recently you must have seen this sort of news coming out as like AI breaks the game and plays the game in such a way. It's like, here's the deal. The games we played, the game of life, it has unbreakable laws, meaning laws of physics is not something you break. Laws of physics breaks you. So what does that mean? That simply you jump from a cliff, you go poof. There is nothing other than that. Nothing. Just poof. The end. It's not like, oh, there is a glitch. I can just like, bounce on this wall and just go to up. Nah, bro. Nah. The real life is like unbreakable. Now add these two things together. The true algorithm and true unbreakable simulation that we call life. Yeah, what do you have is the best perfect outcome. Now, what is the outcome here? Outcome is our wetware, this puppy basically. Now, why do we call this puppy wetware? Well, it has two core components. Component number one, brain. Component number two, mind. Now, you're like, are they two separate things like hardware and software? No, they are integrated. That's why we call it wetware. Meaning, if you look at a brain of a doctor, is completely different if you look at a brain of an artist. And I mean, every artist would be a similar pattern. Every doctor would be similar pattern. Taxi drivers really have weird patterns, especially London taxi drivers. They had like very weird tests and very difficult memorization required. So the brain literally looks different in MRI scan. So our thought process literally affects the hardware. That does not happen in real life, unless we're talking about like some level of FPGA gates, but even that is like pushing it. So our brain is completely different. But it's like, if what you do directly affects the hardware. Now, if you get injured in hardware, it changes your mind. And that's how like, mental diseases happen. It's like, if you have Alzheimer's or you have seen real malfunction in your hardware, it breaks your mind. Why does it break your mind? Because again, they are interconnected, wetware. Now, it's refined through species. This is another aspect of like, same way we built the nodes. What is nature's node? It's DNA. What is DNA? You look into DNA. What is it? Is it magic? No, it's just data. Now, what is the crunching part of that data? That is protein folding. So we take this two basic algorithm, like same way we take nodes and we just connect it through mathematical values. DNA does the same thing. It created millions and billions and few billion more and add some few more billion, that many species out of it. And it tried it through unbreakable law. Real world is just like dun, 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 like same way we do like creating bots. When we are creating bots for like AI game players and all that, is like 10,000 bots. It's like poof, okay, none of them work. 50,000 bots, like none of them work. Nature did the same thing again and again, species after species, brick by brick. And natural selection slowly removed everything that did not work. Brick by brick, day by day, time after time, species after species, we reached a point of God tier. Now, that God tier was a dumb God tier. Now, the reason for that is like, we controlled our environment. Basically, this unbreakable law will become some thought stabilizing, meaning what was the biggest threat? We are not carnivorous simply because we are not a predator. We are almost like a prey. So Animals can like poof us from our existence. What did we do? Come at me, bro. So once we did develop that technology, we had a control over animals. Animal can injure one or two human, but after that we remove their species. So we became god tier powerful. Now here's the problem. Our development reached stagnation. Once you reach a point where you no longer have any antagonist, we no longer can progress. Then we introduced the god tier magic. That is ourself. We started fighting ourself, whatever the reason may be. But zoom out like for like how zoomed out evolution is. You're like, huh, all that is happening is adversarial AI, exactly like how ChatGPT creates a version of itself to fight among itself, to improve itself. Exactly what we did. And you can see that. You can see before World War I, after World War II, the technological development is god tier. It's like we had barely anything to bro, we are reaching a point where we are gonna put footprint on moon. That's the jump, and that is a very small time. So once we reach that puppy, where it's like we are fighting amongst ourselves, we became god tiers. Exactly, that was our adversarial AI, and we are still doing it. And again, more and more technologies are coming out of it. So all these things is awesome. Here's the problem. Our base intelligence is time tested, meaning how do you survive? How do you figure out water? How do you figure out sex? How do you figure out reproduction? All of that sorted, time tested. Bro, don't worry about it. Like we got this. But then we come to our advanced intelligence, meaning this puppy, frontal cortex. We created an issue here. Our basically lizard brain, awesome, GG, robust, time tested. Our smart brain, it does not have authority. What does that mean? That simply means our advanced intelligence is stupid. What does that mean? That simply means we are sloppy at self-correction. For example, take any addict on this planet, on any culture, any place or time, or addicted to anything, be it porn, be it reels, be it cocaine, be it alcohol, be it whatever. All of them know that they are addict. But here's the deal. Why the heck they cannot fix themselves? Because we no longer have basically admin rights. Our admin rights is stuck at lizard brain, meaning we cannot tell ourselves is like, bro, we got the dopamine, bro. It's boring. Like, and again, the effect is wearing off, man. We have to, pull back basically. Like, for example, if you have a very amazing song, you do not listen to it again and again. You will like listen it once and then you're like, bro, I'm going to save this song. And then I'm going to listen it once in a while. Only then it retains its flavor, quote unquote. But if you hear it again and again, it wears down. Same with porn. Like day 1 on porn is like, whoa. Day 10 is like, but you're still watching it. It's like your brain is still doing that same thing. Why? It's not your brain. It's not your frontal cortex. It's your lizard brain. That's like, override. I need my dopamine. It's like, and your frontal cortex is like, please stop. Alcohol, God help you. Like even your liver is screaming. It's like, bro, stop. It hurts you. It physically hurts you afterwards. You still cannot stop. And that's the irony of it. Our intelligence also goes through that dumb AI logic. Whereas like, we are so smart. We built self-correction algorithm. We can do everything. We just can't. It's like, what's the difference between that 1% that can crack anything versus 99% of humanity? Self-correction, meaning 99% of people will blame someone else. That 1%er will always be like, no, what is my fault? What did I do wrong? And bam, brick by brick, day by day, they will succeed. And the people who are blaming everybody else, poof. So that's the whole thing. And think of this way, like we are so smart that we created an undeniable system of truth finding. We built science, we built maths. Again, not built as in more of like discovered, but these are tools. These are god tier tools that allows us to, this is fact, the end. I'm going to say Mars is going to be here at this point in time, at this date in future is going to be there. That's how good we are. But we still don't believe it if the results are something what we call hard to swallow pills, or like, the inconvenient truth. We are like, nope. It's like we build the tools. It's our science. It's our knowledge. It's not a goddamn alien thing. We can double check it. We can predict it. And again, predictions are coming true. But it's like, nope, I will not believe it. It's like, what the hell? It's almost like how addict, even though they know, they can't control it. That's the aspect. We cannot digest facts, even though we know it's true. Like, and it happens to everyone. You, me, every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It happens to every one of them. And at this point in time, there is a very dangerous precedent that we may have maxed out this puppy. Basically, this cannot get any smarter. We are creating a world where we need, like, even better algorithms to control ourselves. Not the world, ourselves. But because, again, advertisers, porn, alcohol, sugar, salt, and yes, these things are food industry, and yes, they literally destroy you. But like, we cannot control it. Now, that creates a very serious reality where there are 200 countries on this planet, and surprisingly large number of them are going through the same thing of mental illness, like basically tsunami of it, because this puppy cannot keep up anymore. It's like, bro, I cannot, I just, no. That's real and that's scary. And again, it's literally also humbles me a bit where it's like, no, it's like intelligence has its own side effects. Like we have got your intelligence. It's like we just don't have admin right. I cannot just say turn off lust, turn off hunger, turn off this. I know doing those things will make me better. I know those things will lead to a higher quality of life, but I cannot do so. And no, neither can you. Like only few select people can do that. And again, we do this sort of things. Sometimes it's like I'm really good at with my work ethics. It's like, no, my work shall be done. It will be done. I'm good at it. But everything else, I'm like, no, I can't do it. Like I try so hard, but I still fail. And I'm reasonably sure most of you can attest to it. It's like, and mental illness, I'm pretty sure all of you may have suffered it yourself and may have noticed more and more people are like needing it at this point in time. So that's human. And the similarity of the fact of AIs not knowing what they are, us not able to control what we are, it's ironically parallel, ironically so. So what's the danger of this? Well, danger is that we are rushing. We are like going fast and furious, we are applying gear number 18 and something like that. We are rushing to create what we call general AI. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is doing. And here's the problem with that. Because we ourselves do not have it. We do not know how to put stability and wisdom in AI. And AI is the biggest problem is AI. AI does not have core logic. That's why AIs have so hard time painting hands, because it does not understand there are bones. We understand it. Why? Because evolutionary biology made sure that those things are default. Those things we understand. We understand blood. We understand what water is. We understand those things first. Only then we had frontal cortex. So even animal understands all these basic things. AI does not, because again, AI is what we classify as top-down intelligence, meaning we wanted to write an app rather than we teaching it like what is a human, what is a school, what is a text, what is a language. We don't teach it. We just like do it. It's like, okay, it's doing from top down, but it has no idea what's happening. So it's a very great, let me be very clear, it's got tier awesome at imitation. It can imitate a programmer, and it is doing that, and it's doing it quite competently, and I'm reasonably sure in future it's going to do even more amazing job. But it's a top-down intelligence. It does not have that trial setting, so to say, that we went through, that gave us the core level basic robustness. So what does that mean? That simply means AI can create things that can create doubt. Now, why does that matter that much? Well, here's the deal. How do you know anything works in humanity? We don't. All we have is trust. All it is, like take whatever culture, whatever philosophy, whatever the hell you want, all you extract it. What do you get at the other end? It's very simple. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Nothing more than that. Nothing. There is nothing more than that. As simple as that. And that requires faith. That requires trust that I'm going to take care of you, you're going to take care of me. And again, we have succeeded. We have thousands of years of history and amazing technology for last 200 years. So we're good with that. But AI can break it. Why? It can erode faith and trust. How can it erode it? Basically, this image tricked so many people. Again, it also tricked me. When the first time I just saw it, I was like, oh, okay, that's a funny fit picture. It's like, looked at it. I did not even think about that. Dude, this is AI generated. And here's the deal. You may be like, oh, you're so stupid. I can detect it. Here's the deal. For everyone that can detect it on day one, like I'm not talking like after it became a news. I'm talking on day one. Just it came in your feed and you're like, oh, that's a AI system. For everyone that can do that, there are people who can do that. The number of people who fell for it, that number was scary high. Scary high. And be mindful, the reason why it just passes through us is that we are training AI to become so good, and we have a filter setting where it's like high sensitivity and low sensitivity. It remains in low sensitivity. Why? So you don't burn out. So like if an AI researcher was there like working their ass off and then it came, it's like, bro, I got this, because again his mind would be in high sensitivity. We won't be there because again we will fry our brain. So it's like most time that's why this erosion. Like how do you know that Twitch streamer that you are watching is that right Twitch streamer? People have done that, where they have tricked their audience in live. How the... So that's the whole thing. Imagine how many times that has to happen before you're like, bro, I don't know. Like there could be a real person, but you have no way of knowing it. So 100% of faith and trust breakdown. That's brutal and dangerous. On top of that, what does that lead to? Where do you go after this? Once you have like created too much fake news, where do you have no idea who do you trust. You will have a hard time trusting your family also. And again, if somebody like your family messages you, how would you know that it's a family message, not a chatbot that they have put on their mobile phone and is just communicating just to give you positive reinforcement because that a psychological bot said that will improve your health? How do you know? And it's one of those things. And whole fabric of our society can fall apart. Like everything. And we are going at full speed. And we have to. That's the scary part. That we have to. You might be like, oh, why can't just USA stop it? Again, right now USA have a lot of hyper-cluster advantage. But I can guarantee you, China is pouring money like there is no tomorrow. They know that AI is a powerful thing. And they will exploit it. Heck, even India is trying to do so. So trust me, you stop does not mean everybody else stop. There are 200 countries, so good luck trying to stop all of them. So we are in a position where you have to push through it. There is no breaks. And you might be like, why the heck we are in such a vulnerable position? Well, reality is it always comes back to the same thing. For last 10,000 years, how the heck we survived so much hell? Well, we always had family. The lack of family unit already in this current time, as in year 2023, it made us very vulnerable emotionally, psychologically, physiologically. It makes us very vulnerable to external influence. Like, why do get influenced by ads, reels, and all that so much? Again, we no longer have families. Now, why don't we have, again, different people, different truths and all that? But like, where is my hatred goes to? Like my missile, if I launch a missile, where would that go? That will go to the judiciary body of all these countries. It's like, what were you thinking when you were writing those laws? It's like, what were you smoking? Like, do you really hate your country that badly? Where it's like, I'm gonna write this law. Oh yeah. It's like, dude, you write this law, in 90 years, your country goes poof. And they wrote it. Like India wrote this in 1984. Japan wrote it just after surrender, and I'm like, oh, they went already poof. Korea, South Korea, wrote it, about to go poof. So, and oh, USA, about to go poof. Europe, poof. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Again, different people will give you different reasons. But like, that's where my missile will go. Like, if I fire a missile, that's where I will go. But again, happened. It's a thing. And I can guarantee you, most of you know people who are coming from a broken family, or you know for a fact that the likelihood of this person, be it man or woman, having a healthy family life is, well, almost zero. So that creates an issue where it's like, what the hell are we gonna do? We are stuck. We are in a very vulnerable position where before you even detect, like, and not to mention how many times somebody can say, oh, this is fake, this, your brain goes that into default. It's like, oh, everything is fake. Even if somebody is telling you the truth, how would you know whether it's true or fake? Now, let's come to the main experiment. One of these slides are made by AI. Is that statement true or false? Write your explanation down below. Is that happened yet? Like, is that there a slide in this presentation that was made by AI? Yes or no? Or all the slides are made by me? Write it down below. So this was my presentation on basically the dumb AI paradox. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst your friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show me extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.